we were in the same studio, I'd be able to smack you in the back of the head and maybe set you straight. It's not. You're supposed to care about the price. Okay.
You're not
supposed to care about
not
the
when you're buying and
profit.
selling in the same market because you're moving.
If all you care about is the delta between the new purchase and the old purchase,
Yeah,
that's one thing.
yes.
If you thought your house was worth 1.7, okay,
Why did you think it was worth 1.7?
because it was until
Well,
that
bottom line
motherfucker
is you
down
didn't
the
have
street
an
sold
offer.
his for
You didn't have
1.5,
an
right?
offer to accept, so it wasn't worth anything. And so the only thing that should matter when people are buying and selling is that delta. And the bottom line is, yes, there are people who are stalled in this market because they can't wrap their head around that fact. And they're not selling because they're sitting on the market maybe at a high price, or they're saying, oh, it's not a good time to move. It's not a good time to sell the market. So it's a great time to move. Think about this. Hear me out, Joe. Hear me out. Hear me out. 2021, 2022. Okay.
Yeah.
Every house you went to go see, you saw for 15 minutes. You only had one chance to see it. You had to make a decision within 3 or 4 days on how much you were going to bid over asking to beat the next guy. And each time you went into one of those situations, you lost until eventually you got sick and tired and you bought a house that you barely liked because you felt like there was no other options. That is not a good environment to move in. How many people are living in houses right now that they hate, that have more problems than they expected, that paid more than they thought, and that they are miserable because now they're in a house they don't like? So it's much better to move in an environment where you can go and look at houses multiple times, maybe even twice before making an offer, get a financing, home inspection condition, negotiate on the price, do everything so you know exactly what you're buying because you and your family are going to be there a long time. That's how you buy a property. So if you're buying and selling, that's a better market to be moving in. And you just have to navigate it correctly. You might be selling first. You might be buying first. You might have a condition on the sale of your property, whatever it is. You got to look at your situation, but it's a better environment to be moving and buying and selling. Guaranteed.
This I agree with. I see no correlation between the previous discussion and this point, but
because the
I can
sellers
to
right
you,
now
TK,
who
so
are
we
not
can move
moving
on.
are stalled for the wrong reasons. They're stalled because
they thought they were going to
I thought my house is worth more money, and so it's not a good time to move. And you know what they'll do? They'll wait till their house is worth the money that they thought. And guess how much the house that they're going to buy? Guess how much they're going to wait for their house to be worth 300 grand more. And guess how much the house that they want to buy is worth? 500 grand more, or whatever, close to 300. So it's a wash. So they waited for what?
Well, if they waited for how long, TK? Because if you wait for like 2 years to make another 300 grand, I'd say it matters, especially if you're buying something for another
300 grand more too, Daryl. What the hell does it matter there?
Well,
what are we kind of mathematicians are you doing over here?
If we
3 plus 3 is 7.
If we were in the same studio, I'd be able to smack you in the back of the head and maybe set you straight. But for now,
it's impossible.
We're gonna use you'll put me into like some kind of crazy strangle.
Right, let's move on.
Like, comment, and subscribe if you got anything from one of these clips. And if you want to see some more, press something on the screen here. Boom.
That was good.
That was good. I like that. That was good.